Actually, very important to remember to get up and stretch every once in a while. Alright, welcome back everybody to the Chensor Dynasty. Let's keep going on the Phoenix Wright craziness. Again, this is September. Subscriptions are half off, and I'm trying to work my way to 200 subs this month and see how it works. Was a little worried, but there's good news. I might be able to get a gig this September, so things should look not as bad as I was worried about originally. So, but still gonna be doing a lot of streams because I'm just gonna get myself good and ready at streaming constantly for you guys to make sure that your subscription is worth it and respected and valued. All right, let's go. October 20th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I am producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I am not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay! Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down. So to speak. Phoenix Wright, always rain in the gutter. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Good timing, Curie. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Amber's body later when we all went to Studio 1. Oh, did he get impaled on the fence? Oh my god, that's what I'm thinking now. They might have tried to blame it on the samurai spear. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There is a van at Studio 2. I had them take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. I see. Oh, very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it! The day of the murder! Oops. Hold it! By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employees' area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. here. The meeting began at wait, hold it! Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk, it hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those two times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on! You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in Studio Van 2. Oh, right. At 2:30, we took a... Hold it! And what were you doing during that time? Hold it to your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Whoops! It was a 15-minute break. Hold it! Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else? One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she would have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. Ugh, this is not easy. I only have 5 health, oh my god. I ended the trailer a little bit before noon. By yourself? Yes. No. Yes. Sure, it ended at 4. 2:15 and 4 p.m. This has some time on it. He's dragging on 2 p.m., 2:15. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards. We went to Studio 1. Ended at 4. But this thing was blocking the path to the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4. But that means that they could have known it was fixed at 4 and went to the trailer. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break. So I had Sal take me. At 2:30 we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Whoops, shoot. Oh, did you have someone who can verify this? Sal. One person is enough. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Whoops! Shoot, I keep hitting the wrong button. Well, here's the thing, right? If this blocked the path to the scene of the crime, how could anyone have brought them the food during that time? Because she said 2:30 was the break, and nobody could have brought them food because Mr. Monkey's head was blocking the path. That's all I got, man. Objection! This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence? They aren't. Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. Damn it. Okay, here's the thing. Those plates had no bones on them. So maybe she didn't eat the T-bone steak. Maybe there was no evidence about that on there because there was no bones, so they didn't eat T-bone steak. Objection! Objection! Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not! What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you that it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manala ate at the table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plate. And there are no bones about that statement, too. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know. Whoops, you ate the bone. I didn't mean to do that. You ate the bone too. Nick, are you sure? I mean, I love steak, but even I don't eat the bone. I don't eat it either. Mr. Wright, I too leave the bone. Can I try that again? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. During that break, you took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. Oh, nice. I like it. Hang on. Move this camera over here so I can do a better light to that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai! Order! Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it! You killed him with your own hands! Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? Objection! What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. The stakes are high now. Well done, Narcon. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. You fell for one of the classic blunders. The first is never get involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known is this. Never going against a producer when death is on the line. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of a petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't, could you? I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Has duct taped in the shaft, it was broken, and if it tried to stab through the armor, it would have broke itself. Take that! Take that! I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. I need a piece of paper. Hang on, so I can do paper noises. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order, order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can be sometimes unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Look at this photo. What is this? What? That's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs! Order, order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was close kept. It was a close kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth? You still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Oh, what are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago happened again. Dun, dun, dun. Has happened again. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then, she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto that fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Sounds like the beginning of the GoldenEye song. Dun, dun, dun. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? And the evil magistrate's costume no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio One and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of that body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Yes, it's a Russian accent for a Spanish character. She's Spanish, but she married a Russian mafia guy. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? "15 minutes is kind of a short amount of time. You see, even I cannot do the impossible. Therefore, Mr. Wright, I didn't do it. Agreed?" Not agreed. What the? What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight a long time. Interesting. Let's hear it then, Mr. Wright. Please show us how she carried the body. I need a picture of the van or something. Ah, yes. Now, Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio One, and you used the studio van to do it. Ugh. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? Had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio One. Then, before everybody else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Objection! Hold on, right? Don't forget, it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? Oh. So what happens next? Don't, me? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer! Who can say? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right! But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely that she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Oh, what do I do now? I'd like you to testify again! Testify again? Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is today. Is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn! Come on, so far only to fail? As it seems, there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of this witness, Ms. Vasquez. Objection! Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Objection! Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I am your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Mr. Edgeworth is secretly a good guy here. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed, verily, I say. Ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick. Why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that says he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that? Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issue raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she'll be sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. I love this cross-examination music. Hold it! What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for a rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. The assistant was there too. Only... Hold it! Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. Yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seem calm enough when I accuse you of murder. Oh. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Ms. Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one was there. No one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers? Why, expose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. I immediately called... Hold it! What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Silence.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
We're in a murder trial, Maya. Hold back, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to also have given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. Hold it! You asked to be left out? Yes, it seemed that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. We went back to the trailer and... The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second, I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murderer after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? But you wouldn't have known. Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue. Objection! Your Honor! I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Whoa. What's happening here? Huh? Think! Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Of course, I mean, I noticed that too. Come on, Phoenix. Order, order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement. However, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? Edgeworth power. I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. Oh, that is sick. Who has the Golden? That's awesome. Golden Miles. Nice. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him! I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was... I immediately called the police. The security lady was quite agitated. I asked to be left out of the I went back to the trailer to get... I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any... How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director? You have to find something to peg this on her. Everything we've been done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him! The security... I went back to the... I knew that Hammer... He couldn't have known because this blocked the path to the rehearsal area in the employee area. This evidence clearly reveals I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Did I turn direction notes? The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. No, I guess not. Wait a second, why didn't you bring your script and notes? Why? There was a murderer who could have done... Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Wow, we have to do this whole thing again? Oh my god! We saw this already. I knew the hammer was injured, so I couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal the director, okay. Ooh. Time of death 2:30. Cost to advice. Police, the power showed up. These are the only power that was absent. Silent old bag said we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. So they're saying like 4:50. So 4:50. Was there only Powers was Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? You discovered a murdered body and the one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Wait a second. Only Powers was absent. I'm gonna call the police then. Hugh Jackman? Yeah. Sort of. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. She said because she saw him going to the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. I don't think anything I could use. You asked to be left out. I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. You were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Oh man. The hardest part is like, I played this evidence and it didn't work, but I might have just played this evidence at the wrong speech, right? Maybe it was actually supposed to be here that I play that evidence or whatever. That's the hardest part. Is it's not like any of these evidences you can just try once and you're wrong. It's every single line that she says, and she has a lot of lines. Yeah, there was something she changed in her testimony. I remember. It was this one here. I think it was this one. She does this. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. This was the changed testimony, right? Because that's what it is. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. It has to be this one. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I knew Hammer was injured, so I couldn't do it as I left him behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? He told me. It's not like you have to find her. Oof. Oh wait, didn't they show him the photo and he's dragging one leg? He said that she had the photo and gave it to... She did know about the injury because she gave the photo to Gumshoe at the time. Objection! Objection! You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah, and when was he doing this? Well, it would have had to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly! Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order, order! I will have order! Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Oh, why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. He had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. This thing again? Golden eye. Yeah, anyways. I mean, the only thing I can think of is this photo, right? Hey, no hints, Alan. This is my proof. This is the photo from before? This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial, it began on that day. 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you, for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a no good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, Please explain Ms. Vasquez's motive for murder. Okay. Allow me to present to you the court evidence proving Ms. Vasquez's motive. I feel like it's the same thing, right? Like maybe he was gonna reveal himself because he was sick of being her pawn. This is my proof! And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer? I'd say all it proves is that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Mr. Wright, this court requests that you find your marbles immediately, and I'm afraid I have to penalize you for this waste of court's time. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Please explain Ms. Vasquez's motive for murder. Oh, God. Okay. Allow me to present the court evidence proving Ms. Vasquez's motive. Maybe she was scared that the injury was permanent so that he wouldn't be able to keep doing the show. So she killed him thinking it was Mr. Will Powers, but it turned out to actually be Jack Hammer and she didn't know. So it was the limping and she thought that the show was done. This is my proof, and this tells us, I'd say it proves. Ah! Oh, God. Would it be the scrapbook? Would it be Mr. Monkeyhead? Oh, God! Oh, God. Tried this, it didn't work. Good God. Maybe it's because she no longer wanted the studio to be for kids and wants it to be for adult audiences. Ah! Oh my God. This or this. So, cause of death. This couldn't possibly give any motive. Maybe she wants to destroy the studio, rebuild the studio. Don't know. I don't think this could show anything. This probably doesn't show much unless she destroyed the statue because it's proved that the kids are fans and she wants adults because kids don't spend money. on stuff. But there, that's the only thing I could think of. Well, no, because she killed this. Did she know it was the Steel Samurai at the time? Or did she think it was this? No, because she said Jack Hammer. So she thought he had the limp. So she knew she was talking to Jack Hammer. She for sure knew she was talking to Jack Hammer. So she was talking to Jack Hammer. So like I said, the only reason I could think is that Jack Hammer wanted to confess now. And Jack, there was all that fight, and there was a photo on this camera of the fight when the Steel Samurai came out and he beat him up or something like that. And so the only reason why I think she would off him is that he wanted to come back and reveal the whole thing because he was tired of being, being taken advantage of. That's why I used this photo to present last time, but it didn't work. The Steel Samurai did not win. We saw that in the photo that he deleted off of this camera, or he didn't take, or he left one camera. Shoot. Oh God, I feel like it's gonna be one of these two random ass things, and I feel like I've got a 50-50 chance here. Ugh. Whoops. This is my... That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, guilty! Da, da, da. The court is adjourned. Oh. All right. What's crazy is you have to do the whole entire thing again, right? Yep. Wonderful. I better not risk it because I'll mess it up. Oh, you can save the stage at a later game? Oh, okay. You can save the game at a later stage. I see. Okay. Great. The trailer before noon, the meeting began to end at 4. There was to be a rehearsal, so we went to Studio 1 and salted to it. I forgot what I did last time. Salma AT. Oh, that's right. That's right. It was this one right here.
Objection!
As I thought, you claimed you ate the T-bone, but you didn't. There's exactly my point. Blah, 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 blah. The plates, da-da-da. You didn't eat the steak. Eating with the steel samurai. Yes, your honor. Da 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 da. And then you did it. You kill him with your own hands. But I was presumptuous. Objection. Da da da. Yes. Oh, said very well. Let's have a battle of wits, you and I. Yes, I have. You couldn't, could you? You see, but that wasn't the murder weapon. The murder weapon was that you were pushed him onto the spike. Alright. There we go. Oh, shoot, wait. Oh, that's right. Shoot, well, I fucked up that one. I did it too early. Okay, okay. Shoot, well, that's fine. Order. Da, 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 da. I can tell you. Okay. Now show this photo. Yes, look at this photo. Okay. Oh. Okay. Man, it takes a long time to get back here. I have to save. Dude, it takes so long to get back to this place. Oh my god, this takes so long to get back. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna save next time. I didn't know I could save in the middle of a thing. I mean, I could probably increase the skip text speed as well, but I'm just afraid I might accidentally skip too far or something. Plus, also, this gives me a little bit of ability to remember things that are going on. Whoops, I wasn't looking. Maybe I should do the whole skip. This is taking forever. Actually, it's not any faster. Oh, it's a little faster, I think. Oh, hold the B button, I see. Ah, there you go. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, much faster. Much faster. He did it. I was left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and notes. Then I went home. So you weren't questioned? That's correct. I find these things distasteful. Thinking back to when we first began this trial, we were under the impression that there were no one in the trailer at all. I suppose. Why is that? Well, we were in a meeting the whole afternoon. What's the point of talking about that to the police? She has got to be the least guilt-ridden guilty person I have to... Script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second, I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Okay, this is where what's-his-face jumps in. Your Honor. Oh, think blah blah blah. She had to have been. What the hell? Oh. Order, Edgeworth. Da 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 da. Okay. I knew that Amaru was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so we left them behind. Alright. So we have saved here. This is exactly where I was, right? No, because I had to present the final evidence. That's right, I had to show the photo, the limping photo one more time. Right, I had to do this and show the limping photo.
Objection!
Right. I don't even think the witnesses are allowed to... Okay, so here's the question. Maybe she didn't have a motive. Maybe the motive was Salmonella's motive. So if I can't prove she has a motive... Well, let's try... Whoops, hang on a second. I'm gonna try this book again. I'm gonna try to use this book again. I tried this last time and then I said it was one of these two, but I don't think either of them are right. Psst, Maya, look, this is... Oh, was it? Was I 50-50 off? Oh my god.
Why are you showing that to me, Nick? And why are you whispering?
I was just testing it out on you.
Huh? I'm afraid your test results are negative.
Mr. Wright, okay, it wasn't. Yes, Your Honor. Hurry up with it. We have a certain tempo we have to maintain here. Yes, Your Honor. Right, here goes. I present the court evidence as to Miss... Okay, it wasn't that. Okay. It was just an alternate version of that. Oh, God. This is crazy. Did I not lose any health on that one? I actually didn't lose any health on that one. Weirdly enough. This isn't where I got stuck last time? I thought it was. I thought this was where I was stuck last time. Oh, it was this one right here. That's right, yeah. You had to do this first. Right. A terrible accident was swept. Yeah, Drunken Banana was right. What motive? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have killed, and I never. Yes, Mr. Wright, please. Okay. Maybe she had no motive. Maybe it was Salmonella who had the motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Ow. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. Why wouldn't she just say this in the first place if it was self-defense? I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah! Mrs. Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Oh, this is the old one. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to calm down. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez! No! Please don't die! Please! Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Doesn't make sense. Why would she be hiding this if she was in self-defense and all this stuff? Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm as collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. And that he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. I didn't do it. And if I'd done it, would you tell me that I was wrong? That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay, I'm still confused. They're not explaining a lot of things. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Oh, thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP! Oh, thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No! Of course not! Ah! Nick! Edgeworth!
Boy, he looks frazzled. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What?
That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Oh, pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar.
Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend?
What? Friends as if? They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
Lore time! And so the curtain closed on another trial. Oh, okay, no lore. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change and went back to making kids' show again.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant!
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. He's gonna play the Pink Princess? So wait, they didn't really explain. So she pushed the body. So the original body then, theoretically, was her husband, probably, if it was Manuel. That's what I'm guessing. So she blackmailed him for the rest of his life because he accidentally killed her husband or lover or something. And then afterwards, he tried to kill her. She pushed him, so he died. And it was in self-defense, but she was trying to hide it anyway. Even though it was self-defense. Oh, okay. Dude, Galactus. Okay. Interesting. Not hiding it would have revealed the incident 5 years ago. Right, so if she said that she was blackmailing him for that thing 5 years ago, but she didn't commit a crime, she just would have gotten in trouble for being a blackmailer. Right, she would just get charged for being a blackmailer, so she couldn't reveal it at that point in time, basically, is the idea. So, right. Okay. All right. So, we are on the last chapter here, but I'm assuming this last chapter is going to take a while as well. So, it's 6:30 right now. What I will do is I will take a break now. I will get some food for myself and the cats. And I will come back and continue. Wait, just do the intro? I'll save the intro for later. I'll save the intro for later. I'd rather just do the whole story all at once. So I'll do the story all at once. I'll take a break. I'll grab some food. And then after I finish eating, we will go ahead and continue and do some more of the chapter tonight after I eat my dinner. But before that, I have to give some other people some dinner. Like this girl here.
Hi.
Look at the cat. Look at the cat. Look, she is so not happy about this. She's so mad. She's like, really? Why have I been reduced to a circus animal? Okay, we will move the camera over here to the foods. You ready for some food, kitty? Are you ready for some food? Whoa, look at that. And off she runs to the kitchen. Here we go. Let's get to the kitchen. I know, it seems kind of early, doesn't it, kitty? But it's okay. I'm okay with that. Where's the boy? Hi, kitty. Come on up, boy. Come on up, boy. Hi, kitty. Splat. It's really weird sometimes because it's like that whole thing where she doesn't have a motive, that's just gotta be like a hunch on your part. Like, cause there's really not a lot of evidence that she didn't have the motive and stuff. You just really just kind of have to go with your gut sometimes. Sometimes it's not super logical in the game. I guess there is some ways that you could kind of deduce it by all the weird things that the Steel Samurai, that Mr. Hammer was doing, because you never really stopped to think about why Mr. Hammer was doing all that stuff. Old Bag said if we eat, we die. No, if we eat her stuff, we die. It's always a funny question to ask. If I was eating food and somebody came and started stroking my hair, would I be annoyed or would I actually be happy? Well, I couldn't believe there was still 2.5 hours. I mean, it would have been shorter had I not aired out that one time. Kitty's eating food. But yeah, guys, if you are enjoying what you were seeing just then, I will be continuing that in just a little bit. I'm going to take a quick break, grab some food myself, and then come back. I'll try to come back at around like 7:30 or 8 and try to, you know, crank in another like 4 hours or something like that of this and see what we can do. So if you guys are down to stay up late with me and watch some more Phoenix Wright, I will be uploading all these things to YouTube, so if you miss any episodes, you can go and watch them. I'm trying to get the first one onto YouTube pretty soon. So the first day. Still have a lot of game left, so still have, because this last story is going to be a while, but I'll try to get through a good chunk of it. But again, you know, if you guys are enjoying this and having a lot of fun, just a reminder that this is September. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, I'm trying to get to 200 subs at this point in time. I'm at 112, so if anybody would like to sub, it is half off right now. This is a special for Twitch. Half off, $2.50 for subscription, and the streamer gets the entire $2.50. Normally it's $5 for a subscription, and Twitch gets $2.50, and the streamer gets $2.50. But I haven't played very much of Smash at all, Master PPV. I haven't messed with Joker yet either, and I haven't really messed with many of the DLC. I think I only messed with the Piranha Plant slightly, but outside of that, I haven't done a lot of DLC at all, so unfortunately. Smash has just been one of those games that's kind of fallen off my radar, sadly. But I will be back later today to play some more Phoenix Wright, so guys, don't go anywhere. Hope you guys enjoy that. I'm probably not going to do a raid right now, just because I will be back as quickly as possible. So keep an eye around. Just leave this browser open from about, 7:30, around 7:30 to 8, and I should start up again around that time. So I will talk to you guys very soon, and see you guys very soon for more Phoenix Wright. Peace out.